a nice warm-up sequence. I thought that was really good for getting placement where you wanted. It was a very thoughtful and intentional approach, and I thought that worked really well. Some days you'll have the luxury of doing that much in preparation for one thing, and then you'll be able to move it faster as they learn to do that for you. I was curious about why you didn't conduct their speaking.
I didn't want them to rely on me so much. I wanted them to just kind of get the feel of it, and cause I think like back in when they did like Gregorian chant, whatever they did, I think that they just kind of chanted to music.
So to let them sort of figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Because no, it wasn't bad. I was just curious why, because I felt like you made that decision intentionally, and I was wondering what your thought process behind it was. It's not a bad thing. You were actually conducting their entrances. And so, yeah, as a learning process, I think that's fine. Okay, just in terms of assessment, again, informal oral assessment would be a way, but also because they were doing the gestures, that also becomes a way that the conductor assesses how much they understand what they're doing. Because because you can't hear individuals most of the time. Well, some individuals you can hear, but generally speaking, when you're teaching a class, you don't hear if individuals are singing the right pitches or how much they're following their neighbor. But when you see them do something physical, then you have a way of saying, okay, so-and-so's got this, they understand the flow of the pulse, they understand how to do that, and so-and-so doesn't have a clue. And so that's a way for you to assess visually what they're doing. So that's another form of assessment. All right. Generally, your gesture is very expressive. I think one of the things that, and rather than conducting and all of the eighth notes at those cadences, because I think that your sense of the piece is the larger gesture, and I see that, and it's very expressive. And the reason is they need a little more point in the ictus when those spots. Full of grace and truth. And we always fight this, and how much ictus and point do we put into a piece that is very, very legato? And it depends on how much springboard they need. And at the place where you want to control the retard and you want to have them feel that sense of the line, the expansion of the line, full of grace and truth. They need a little more pulse off of that, and then they can dee da da dee da, and you can give them just a little bit of movement in the wrist rather than grace, and then I'm exaggerating, but rather than having to subdivide that, because what happens when you sing that is instead of grace, which I don't think is what you're asking for, right? That's not really what you want. You just want it to be together. So they need to know where to do that from. So start at full of grace and truth. Give them a little more pulse on the chord. On those 3 eighth notes, full of grace, and fill out the space gradually. Where I was telling him not to put so much height in, you can put a little more. Full of grace and truth. So they really know exactly where to put that second eighth note of and. Okay, try again.
Grace and truth.
Sound like you wanted to sound? All right, good. It was clearer. Clearer for you? Yeah, I think that worked pretty well. And sometimes we're afraid to put pulse in a legato piece, but they need that. They need to know where the basic pulse is so that they can then fill up the space. And you can too, as opposed to, yeah. All right?